today our CBI Offroad Fab F-150 bed rack came in through FedEx. So we're going to get this thing installed in my F-150 FX4, and then we're going to put the roof nest Condor 2 XL on top. So stay with me as we unbox. The spray foam's off. I did get these powder coated, so it looks really, really good with everything in there. Let me get all the pieces out and start looking at those. So now that we have everything completely unboxed, we've got a left side, right side parts. We've got 2 stabilizers, 3 of the cross beams, and we've got the locks to get it locked down. So now is the fun part of installing. Parts included: washers for all the bolts. We've got the shorter bolts for the equipment, the cross rails and everything. We've got the bolts for the actual side panels with a larger size washer, and then we've got nuts that are self-locking for all of them. So those are the pieces and parts included. We're going to get these washers on all the bolts. All right, so now we have the large washers on the main mounting bolts. We have washers on all of the cross member and the stabilizer bolts. Before we get this CBI off-road bed rack in the truck, I just want to go over a few extra things. The larger main mounting bolts are a 7/32 Allen head, so we're going to be using that on the Milwaukee M18. Hopefully I don't strip these out, because 9 times out of 10, anytime I mess with Allen heads with these flathead washers, I typically end up trying to strip something out. So I'm going to try to take it nice and easy, but get these down to a torque value that is somewhat good. All of the cross member Allen heads are going to be that 3/16. Everything has a washer on it. On top of that, each one of the main frame mounting bolts are going to a nut plated bar that is going to go under the lip of the truck. The main thing that we have to remember is that the long side goes on the bottom. So when they go on, the top's going to capture that lip on the underside of the truck. The long side is going to press up against the bottom side of the rail to give it that stability. This rack system ultimately has a approximately 900-pound static load. So we're definitely going to have the weight capacity when it comes to the roof nest Condor rooftop tent. So let's get started on the actual install with my little helper elf. One thing to think about before you go to install this is, if you get this powder coated like we did, you should probably run a bolt through the capture, the locks, the lock nuts, to clear out any of that excessive powder coating to make sure that they're the right size, or run the risk of it being a little bit more difficult than what it needs to be. All right. All right. And we'll make sure that we get this locked in there correctly so that I'm not marring these any more than I have to. And we'll call that. I didn't see torque values on their website, but that looks like it'll work. And we'll just go down in a straight line. Short one on top. Get those started. And the 5th or 6th time doing this, it gets easier. All right. right.
Perfect.
Seems to be captured. Good capture. All right, good capture. Good capture, good capture. Straight side goes towards the front of the truck.
Yep.
All right. We're gonna line this right.
That's what we've been wanting.
Yep, that's what we want. Right at that gap. All right. Get those. 2 here. 2 there. We'll put 2 down there. All right, we need to have this flat lined up with the back of the truck. Short side on the top. Let's start with the first bar closest to the cab and move back. So what we'll do, it lines up with 4 holes up here. Pretty perfectly. Here you go. Drop them down. Back up. We'll get these finger tight first. Now we'll trade back off for that 3/16 for these smaller bolts. All right. We'll use this to capture the nut at the bottom. And then those ones are quite a bit down. Yep. Let's put it back on. Come on. Okay. Let's get 4 more screws for each side. Put them in diagonally so that they hold well. And then we'll get another 4. Drop those down. And then we need 8 of these. So the last thing that we need to do is install the cross members. There's really no particular order as to when you install these, but they go in the front, and it seems best to do it after you've done all of the crossbars, in my opinion. So we'll get these knocked down. And that one's in. Now we just got one more to do.